What to read? I'm Gerard. I'm the librarian here at the Lake Mills Public Library, the LD Fargo Library in Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Here's 4 books you might be interested in. First is Comeback by Richard Stark. Richard Stark is actually Donald Westlake, who's been writing for probably about 50 years. He actually started the series featuring Parker the Criminal in 1962, and he took a long break for about 20 years or so, and then he came back with this one, Comeback. Parker, that's his only name. You don't know his first name, you don't know his last name. He's a criminal, a thief, and he's particularly ruthless when he needs to be. And he's also a bit of a sociopath. He's not a good guy to be around, but he's a great guy to work with, because you can guarantee you'll make a good score, and if something goes wrong, he's bound to fix it. The problem is, in Stark's books about Parker, something always goes wrong, no matter what. And the interesting part is when Parker gets it right. Second here is Whack-A-Mole by Gravenstein, or Gravenstein, John Seapack mystery. John Seapack is a continuing character. I think this is the second one in the series. There's probably about 4 out now. Seapack is recently discharged from the Army after serving in Iraq for a bit, and he's a true straight arrow. He will never lie, cheat, nor abide by those who do. And he's partnered as a policeman in the lakeshore of New Jersey, a small resort town on the New Jersey shore, with a younger partner, Danny. And Danny does all the narration. And in this one, it's a murder case. I mean, it's a mystery. But these are really funny. They have a lot of humor to them. Seapack is such kind of a kooky character, and Danny is this beach bum slacker who ended up in a policeman job after being a kind of a summer policeman who would basically just direct traffic. But this is a really good story. It's pretty fun. Another mystery is Hose Monkey by Tony Spinosa. Spinosa is also a pen name for, what's this fellow's name? I can't remember the guy's name, but he actually just had one of his regular novels nominated for an Edgar Award, Mystery Award. This is really good too. This features a policeman who resigned from the New York Police Department and now is a driver for a company that sells heating oil for houses. He drives a truck around, sells everything cash on demand to all the towns out in Long Island, and one of his co-workers is murdered and dumped in the back of one of the heating oil tanks in one of the heating oil tanker trucks. And he works with internal affairs detective, who actually is the guy who ended up getting him fired, well not fired, forced his resignation. And so there's some really neat characters in here. It's a good story. The plot kind of meanders a bit. It goes one way, then another, before you finally get to where you're going, but it's a really good story as it goes along. The next one here is The Terror by Dan Simmons. Simmons has a lot of books out. He's written a lot of them. One other one that I've read, I think, is called Occam's Razor. I'm not sure of the title, but that's okay. You don't want to read it. It was a pile of crap. It was just awful. But this one's fantastic. I heard this one on audio, and as you can tell, it's a really thick one, so it was several hours worth of audio. And this book actually is only checked out twice from the library, and I imagine that's because it is about, I don't know, 750 pages. But it's absolutely fascinating, really interesting reading. It's about an Arctic expedition that's frozen in the ice and is at the whim and terror of an ice monster, an unknown ice monster. It tells a story from several different characters' perspectives, mainly the captain of one of the 2 ships on the voyage, the Arctic expedition. You just learn a lot about Arctic exploration, Antarctic exploration, as they talk about that too, living on the ice, how Eskimos survive on the ice in the wintertime. It's a really thrilling story with a lot of interesting characters. One of whom, the bad guy, human character, is just slime ball. You just want to reach through the pages and strangle them yourself. But this is a really good story. Again, it's long, but that just means you get to enjoy it more. So, The Terror by Dan Simmons, Hose Monkey by Tony Spinosa, which wins Best Title of the Year, Whack-A-Mole, which is kind of a lame title, by Gravenstein. Actually, all the titles in Gravenstein series are named after carnival games or rides that you would often see in carnivals, amusement parks. And Comeback by Richard Stark, featuring Parker.